Well, so the today's topic is cross staff surveying, right? If you remember that when I have discussed with the concept of offset, I hope most of you remember that concept of offset. So in that offset, I have discussed with this instrument, because that cross staff is required to draw the offset. So most of you remember that thing here. I like to explain you, and as you have seen, the topic is surveying, right? Surveying, it means on field how we have to work with this cross staff, and what the objective for this that kind of surveying there, isn't it? So first objective that need to understand, so whenever you are doing this cross staff survey, purpose is to locate boundaries of a field or plot and determination of its area, right? That one need to understand here properly, because through the cross staff, what the thing that we have to do, we are drawing the offset. So you just try to understand this way. For example, certain area need to be surveyed, and we are using this cross staff, but this is the area. So as you know that first we have to draw the baseline, isn't it? Right? So, and we have this baseline station A and B, and then from here we can draw the offset by using cross staff, right? And then we can have this kind of matching like that, isn't it? So you will get certain known geometrical figure. It may be triangle, it may be trapezium. So through this we can calculate the area of any area that has any irregular boundaries. Have you get that the concept here? So this is the basic objective of this cross staff survey. Again, go for this statement: to locate boundaries of a field or plot and determine its area. This is the basic objective for this cross staff surveying, right? So cross staff, what the basic instrument it is, that is to measure altitude angles consisting of a trigonometrical graduated staff, and over it one or more perpendicular vanes are moving. This is the cross staff instrument. It is a kind of instrument, as the image you can see there. That purpose is to measure the angles properly, and there are certain early days cross staff that can also use for measuring altitude, right? And generally what kind of arrangement there in that instrument, we have a perpendicular vane there, right? Perpendicular means we have a two vane, one, and both are perpendicular to each other. So there are three kind of cross staff, as you all know, that open cross staff and French cross staff and adjustable cross staff, right? Three staff that in the previous session I have explained, but still I like to explain you here. So this is the cross staff, right? You have just look at the image here properly. It is a simplest form. As you look at it, the simplest form of cross staff, and here you have seen that two lines of sight, right? Both are perpendicular to each other, and it is made up of metal, and then we need one stand to fix it up for the this open cross staff. And basically this is the open cross staff, and this is the base, and where this iron shoe to fix it here, right? And it's this slit, we have a slit here. So one slit is called as a eye vane, and the other slit will be act as a object vane, right? Object vane. So these are the vertical slits through which we are able to draw the offset, and offset means the perpendicular distance from baseline to the feature. Whatever the feature we have, we can draw the offset using this cross staff, and this is first cross, that is open cross staff, and almost whatever the cross staff is, function is same slit as means this French cross staff. And here what you have seen, that is octagonal, right? Isn't it? It is octagonal. Octagonal means it has a 8 side. Here you have seen the simplest cross staff, that is open cross staff, and now it is French cross staff. It is octagonal, as you look at here, and it is made up of brass tube. You can probably seen in here, and again it has a alternate vertical sighting slit. Look at the vertical alternate vertical sighting slit and with a vertical fine wire, and here you will get this one fine wire also there. It means if slit will be made like that, you will get one fine wire so that we can locate the target properly, right? One fine wire you will get there so that we can locate the target properly, and one in can be act as a again the eyepiece, so that, and again you have to mount it. You have this stand, you have to mount it on a certain stand, and that is called pointed staff, right? Or you simply have seen the range rod, and similarly the stand of all these cross staff is there, so that is called pointed staff. And then again you have to take the offset with using this cross staff. And then we have the third kind of cross staff, that is adjustable cross staff, right? So again it says, you can look at here, it has a brass cylindrical tube that is made of through the brass cylindrical tube, and it has this circular rack so that you can rotate it as per the arrangement. You have to arrange, you have to whenever you are working on the field, then you have to make a offset so you can arrange it, because and through this circular rack. Have you get that? So so basically in the field we are using this open cross staff, that is very easy to use and also very comfortable and easy to carry also there too. Despite there are three kind of use, so as per the intensity of work we can have one cross staff as per the objective, right? And basically as per our syllabus I am concerned with only this open cross staff, right? Is it clear? Have you get this instrument properly? As I remember, I have already explained this all this instrument earlier when I discussed the offset, isn't it? So it's just a kind of revision here. Now, so whenever you are doing the surveying part, so what the purpose? So how to measure the area? The purpose is to measure the area. So this is the principle that we need to use here. So principle is, we have to divide the given area into number of right angle triangle and trapezoids, or the trapezium, that you people have already heard this mathematical figure, right? We have to convert, or you have to divide the whole area into number of right angle triangle or trapezium, and then we have to use the formula of this trapezium and right angle triangle, and we have a calculation of area, calculation of that particular area. So this is the principle that has to be used. So how to determine area of field, that we need to understand here, and then we also understand how survey can be conducted, right? So objective area of field using cross staff survey, simple objective we have, and we need these equipments, and you all are very much familiar with this instrument. We have a ranging rod, we have a chain, 30-meter chain, we have arrows, metallic tape. Is this, you can take the metallic tape of 30 meter also, and we have a cross staff with stand, right? So these are the equipment that is required for conducting cross staff survey. And then this is the procedure. There's two procedure we have. First we have to do the field work, then we have a classroom work. So let me first discuss with you the field work, right? This is the simple procedure that has to be followed, right? Let me explain the procedure using one image itself. And this is the formula. As you all know the formula, a right angle triangle, half base into height, and a trapezoid, sum of parallel side divided by 2 into height, isn't it? So we have to use this formula to calculate the area. So let me first explain you the procedure, right? How to do that. So you just look at here the image, all of you put your eyes on the image. So first we all what you need, first ranging rod is established at point A. Just look at there, you have to put one ranging rod here, and you have to make this station a fixed station. And then, as I told you in the very first lesson, that we have to revise point A by two other permanent structure. Here and there you have to locate two permanent structure, and then you have to locate A. So this is a normal procedure for doing any survey, isn't it? Similarly, you have to fixed this ranging rod here at the point B. This is the other end of chain line or the chain edge, and then this have a look at this notation. I have given you this idea if there is one line dot will be there. This is going to represent the chain line, right? So after putting this ranging rod A and B, you have to make one chain line here between A and B by judgment of I, and then you have to laying one chain on it. Is it clear up to this point? Everything is clear? Have you understand first up to this point of the procedures? Right, then after that what you have to do, again you look at here in the image itself. So the other so whatever with the other ranging rod you have to place the ranging rod at PQR ST, and generally this PQR ST is the point where that is the boundary of the, or you can say the irregular boundary of certain area, you can say that, and we are putting this ranging rod there itself, right? And then from point P, using a cross staff, we are drawing perpendicular here, as you look at here, right? That is P dash, and similarly from S to S dash, Q to Q dash, T to T dash, and R to R dash has been there. Is it clear up to this point again? Up to this point, this procedure has been clear to all of you, right? And then after that, after drawing everything, you have to write all the observation in the field book. I'll take one class for field book itself, despite that is not in your syllabus, but I like to discuss your field book in some other class. A field book means you can just one kind of diary where you are noting all this data, whatever the measurement that you are taking on the field itself, right? So by doing after conducting all this exercise, you have to write all the observation in the field book immediately. Is it clear? And then you have to write all this measurement, then you have to measure all these distances, PP dash, APP dash, similarly all this PS, all this measurement has to be taken here. Is it clear? You have to write all the observation in the book itself, whatever the measurement you are taking, all this offset measurement. Okay, only this offset measurement is required, and then you have to make a calculation properly, because it is the chain line. It is the chain line, so obviously you know that what is the measurement of AP dash, then you also know the measurement of P dash, S dash, then you have to measurement of this S dash, Q dash, and similarly you have the measurement of AP dash, AS dash, AQ dash, isn't it? So you can take all these measurement, and then you have to note down the measurement in observation or in the field book. And then after that, when you have completed all the observation, then you have to just remove all the ranging rods and pack in its cover, and then back to the classroom. So this is the field work. The field work is clear to all of you, right? So now we can read this procedure. The same thing has been written over there in a nutshell. So two chains are usually provided, one for the measuring distance along the chain line, other for measuring the offset. The cross staff is used to set out the perpendicular direction of the offset, right? And then again baseline runs through the center of the area. That is the baseline that I have shown you, right? This could be the baseline, that is the center of the area, right? So that the offsets are left or right side of the baseline are fairly equal. To check accuracy, length of the borderlines may also be measured. After the fieldwork is over, the survey is plotted to a suitable scale, right? So we have to follow this procedure here. So after that, we have to do the classroom work. What the classroom work is there? We have to draw a complete figure in the field book using field observation. Then we have to draw a line meeting point P to S, R to T and field book on the label book, right? You have to meet this line, calculate the area of the field by subtract outside remaining area of meeting line in the total in the field book. So here one more thing that one need to understand here, try to understand properly whenever you are taking all this measurement. After getting the measurement, see, we have to take certain scale. Scale means because in the field the area may be 10 meter, or for example the distance between P to P dash may be 10 meter, but in the copy it is very difficult to draw the 10 meter, right? So that's why we can use any suitable scale. For example, you are, as per your notebook, you can write this 2 centimeter representing 5 meter, just for example. So when you are making 4 centimeter line, that line representing the 10 meter of actual length. So we have to use this suitable scale. Is it clear? And then when you are noting all this data, you have to in the notebook you have to make this line also to meet the line P and S, PQ, RS and RT. Everything has to be done there in the classroom work. So draw a complete figure in the field book, draw a line meeting point P to S, R to T on field book. Then you have to calculate the area by field by subtracting out remaining area and meeting line in the total area in the field book. So as you look at the subtract area, additive area is there. So again back to the image. So since this area is out of when we are drawing this when we are drawing this P to S line and everything, so obviously this area is out of this figure and this area is inside the figure. So those who are plus sign has to be added, we have to add that, and those who are coming to this minus sign, that has to be subtracted. Is it clear? Then we are able to get the area of any whatever the field work we are doing here, and we have to write everything here: serial number, chainage, offset, mean offset. I'll explain what is mean offset, then subtract area, additive area. So first we need to know what is mean offset. So if you go back, so if you look at this figure trapezium, just look at here, right? So there is two perpendicular, isn't it? So we have to write, when we are making a when we are writing the data in this field book, we have to write both the offset of this figure, right? And then you have to take the mean. Is it clear? I'll give you an example, but first you need to understand the concept, and then you have to fill everything. Then you are able to get the area properly. And we have another field book that can be used. So observation table can be make like that also there. So serial number, figure, chainage, base in meter, offset, mean offset, and then area is base into mean offset, right? So this is the another observation table when we are getting the data from the field itself, right? And then we will have, just wait for a few seconds, So this is the observation table that need to be filled, and then we will calculate the area, right? So this is the basic concept related to this cross staff survey, right? I like to discuss the same thing with an example, but before discussing the example, is there any question related to the concept? First you ask, then I'll discuss how to work with this. So how you'll get that? Suppose you get a question, or generally how the things has to be represented. If you'll get any question, the question will be like that. You'll get this kind of figure, sorry, it will be straight line, and here this kind of a structure has to be built. This arrow line show the chain line, it means chain has been through this way, right? When you are making all this data related to the fieldwork, the things has to be arranged like that. Then you are writing here, obviously you will start it from here, then you are writing all these distances. Maybe for example it could be 20, you just write here 50. This is chain line, right? Try to understand, this is chain line. Again I am repeating, step by step you need to understand here. it is 50, then it may be 70, and since it and the final it is 100, right? And then you will get some calculation here. It means the distance of offset, that has to be written like that here. It may be you can write it like that. For example, it is 10 meter. You can write one notation B. It started from A here, right? B, then at 20, and then it is 50 on the offset may be 40 meter, and similarly at the 70 the offset may be 30 meter. You can represent it is like C, and for example at the 100 it is the offset, offset is maybe 20 meter. Just an example. So this thing, so in a book you will find the data or whatever the field work has been there, that has been arranged like that. You will get this kind of figure there, right? Again I am showing you. Let me delete it. Is it clear? I hope the image is clear. It was something like that. This is the field book entry system, right? This image, or this is, or you can say that this is the way the things has to be represented. So this triangle show you the chain edge or the chain line, right? And then you will get some data here, and here it is to be written over there, and that data represent the distance of offset from chain line. Is it clear? Have you get this concept up to this point? Right. So let me get one example so that the things become more clear. So if this is right, both the lines should be straight, but since this pencil is not working properly, so this is chain line, right? Things have started and then we can write some data here. For example, I am writing 30. B is one symbol. Then you can write here this kind of number 20. It means from here 0 to 20 meter. Then we are moving to 50 meter on the chain line. Offset may be on this side. You can write here 40. Then it may be 60. Just write one and 60. You can write one offset here 70. If all the data in the meter, right, then it is 100. So you can make one offset. You can write 20, right? So generally you get this kind of figure. This line will not be there. Only you will get this figure, this number and this number, and then it is C, it is D and E, right? And it is A to B, or you can say that any PQ chain line you can make here, right? Now after getting this, we have to write all the data, right? All the data into the observation table. So how the data can be written over there, right? So you have to start here. To serial number 1, and then chain is, so chain is 20. You can easily look at there. Right, chain is, just look at there, chain is, you can write here 0 to 20, 0 and 20, and then you have to write the base, the difference of this, that will be 20. Is it clear? Have you get this point up to this? Everything is clear? Then you look at the data here, offset, right? So again you have to write two data. So again 0 to 20. So offset will be 0, 20, and what will the mean offset? So mean offset will be Obviously you know that you have to add it and then divided by 2, right? So you'll get the mean offset. So that could be 10, and then we will applying this area base into mean offset. You have to multiply this base into mean offset, you will get the area here. Is it clear? Now here one more thing that you have to understand here, कि before writing the data in the observation table you have to make one diagram. How the diagram will be there, try to understand here. Another figure I have. Okay, just you keep this data in mind, huh? I am making the image here itself. So I am starting from, this is 0 to 100. So at 20 it is, what is the data I have? Offset. So whatever you offset, right? So for example it is 20. So now it is 30B. So now we can have to make a connectivity like that. Is it clear? Then we are moving here. For example, the distance is 50 and offset is you can say that, for example, offset length is 35. Just I am giving an example. So now we have to connect the line like that. Then again I am moving. For example, there is one, again there is 160, and offset from here is 20. So again we have to meet the things like that. Similarly you just meet it here and then meet it. So whenever you get the data in this form, you have to transform this data into this form. This step is clear again? Is it clear to all of you? And if you remember this kind of practice you have already done in your class 9 and 10 geometrical things, right? Okay, let me show you again, as most of you are unable to understand. First let me write the data here so that I can show you. This is the thing that you have shown, this line, this line. First let me make the observation. Chain line has been drawn there, right? And all the data has to be written, isn't it? Is it clear? The things has to be written. Now we have to transform this into complete in the copy or the notebook. So how the things has to be done there. So this is the way, right? We are writing one main line, one chain line is there, right? The name you can write P and Q, anything, for example A and B, and then all the offset has to be drawn accordingly from the both side. Is it clear? And then you have to meet all these lines in the notebook. Is it clear there? So you will have a getting the figure either in the form of triangle or the trapezoids. Now is it clear? Fine. So now you try to understand how to fill the table. Okay? So table has to be, all the data has to be written over there. So when you are going for this, okay, we start from chain 0, maybe it is 20, so you are writing 20. So the chain 0 to 20 is there, and then base, I told you just divide, minus it, you will get the base, and then offset. Offset, the simple meaning of offset is you have to write the specification of perpendicular lines. So in the triangle there is only one perpendicular, isn't it? So offset is 0 and 20. So mean offset, you know that you have to add it and divide by 10. Divided by 2, you will get this mean offset. Is it clear? First stage, and then you get the area base into mean offset. Fine. Now you come to this figure. Come to this figure. For example, it is 70. This point is 70, and this is for 30. And for example, this is 60. Just take example. ये 20 और ये 60. this is 2 offset again. So now how to represent this in a table? So you have to write again 20 to 70, right? So in the chain you have to write 20 comma 70. Fine. Then base you have to minus it, it will get 50. Is it okay? 50. And then offset, so here you need to understand offset. So if you look at this figure, in the trapezoid there is 2 perpendicular line is there, so we have a 2 offset. So this is 20, this is 60, that need to be written over here. So here in the, you have to write 2 offset, 20 and 60, right? And then again you have to get the mean, and then you have a area. Have you get the concept clearly how to calculate the area by using cross staff survey? Is it clear to all of you now? I hope the thing is a bit entertaining and very easy to do, isn't it? So through this we can calculate the area of any kind of structure using this cross staff survey method, right? And then you have to take certain precautions. Precautions, as you all know, that ranging rod should be established correctly, judgment of line should be correctly, right? Distance surveyors eye reference station should be minimum 1 meter, that I have already explained you, and cross staff also be properly adjusted. So these are the basic precautions that need to be taken while doing this cross staff survey, right? So this all about for this cross staff survey. So now if you have any question related to that, you people can ask.